The following is a Thorpe TV production brought to you in cooperation with Jack Thorfinson. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for the SOCS Show, brought to you live from Mr. Holster's Ranch, way up north near the Canadian border. Let's have a big, rousing round of applause for that unique, vivacious YouTube personality. Here he comes, direct from the bar, Mr. Holster! I'll bet he's coming direct from the bar, Jack. The question is he crawling? Okay, oh, Mr. Holster. Hey, yeah, that's me. Mr. Holster. Howdy, Parge. Yeah, it's me, Mr. Holster, and Jack. Say hello, Jack. Oh, we got more on that out of you in rehearsal. Well, let's see what Jack got out tonight. Ooh, Jack. Bullet Rye. Frontier Whiskey. Small batch Bullet 95 Rye. Frontier Whiskey. Straight 95% Rye Mash Whiskey. I think this comes from Indiana. Well, let's pop the top on this one, as Machine Gun Kelly would say. Oh, Jack, it's been a long time. Yeah. Oh, yeah, let's let them smell the cork. It's got a real cork, too. I am so excited. Yeah. Thank you, Jackson. Woo. Well, let's put a little in the old ranch shot glass. Let's test his dust. All things in moderation, Jack. To the sunny slopes of long ago. That doesn't heat you up and cool you down all at the same time. Oh, that's good stuff, Jack. Better put the cork back in it and put it back here, so I don't have another one. All things in moderation. Good stuff. I tell you, quite an exciting week this week. Jack and I went down to the VFW last night. They had an all-you-can-eat taco night, which, you know, upon reflection, Jack, that really wasn't the smartest thing to do. and the Mexican beer, you know, I was up all night. I don't know about you. Of course, I had a hard time sleeping because the neighbor kept keeping me awake all night by going, get up off my lawn, go sleep in your own yard, you bum. But, you know, I'm used to that, Jack, because Mr. Holster has never gotten any respect from anybody. Hey, even when I was a kid, even my yo-yo wouldn't come back. I once asked a girl out on Friday night. I said, "You want to go do something on Friday night?" And she said, "Well, you can come by my house. Nobody will be there." So I went by there. No one was there. Well, this is what we're talking about tonight. What, Jack? Where's your Smith & Wesson bodyguard, Jack? It's not up on the wall. You didn't trade it, did you? I thought you said you wouldn't stick anybody with that gun. Oh, you're using it as a doorstop. Well, yeah, that's about what it's good for, as a doorstop. I never thought about that. Jenny, you should really close your door and put it back up on the wall when we do the show. That was your whole idea, to hang it up there to start with. Jack's pretty excited, and I'll have to give you credit, Jack. Jack did just a fantastic job. It just, now I understand the whole thing, everything he's been doing the last few weeks. The big parade last Friday, and he had the Dairy Queen in the back of the car. Oh, she's gorgeous, just gorgeous. And Jack had the brilliant idea. This explains why Jack had bought that car and fixed it all up. He put a for sale sign on the car in the parade, and he got 3 offers on the car at the end of the parade. And darn it, if he didn't make $7,500 selling that Eldorado. That was brilliant, Jack. I congratulate you. I'd still like to know. No, I don't want to know where you got the money to buy it to start with. And so Jack's parlayed that Eldorado into a, well, not a new car, but and although I'll say, Jack, it's not the car I think you should have got. I still think you should have gotten a Jeep Wrangler, but he bought himself a late 80s Mustang convertible with a 5-liter engine. A nice car, Jack. I like that car. You look good in it. And I don't even know where you found one that was British Racing green. And he said to me, Steve McQueen would buy this car. And I looked at him and I said, yeah, if he probably would, Jack. You're right. That's a good-looking car. I commend you on that, Jack. And he has enough money left over. He's talking about going to the gun shop tomorrow and taking a look at the new match champion, the SP-101 match champion. Personally, Jack, though, I don't like the barrel. It's got a full lug barrel on it. You know, the match champion in the GP100. You know, remember that match champion, Jack? The one you lost to me? Remember that? Yeah, I love that gun, Jack. That's got a tailored, trim back barrel. It's kind of like more like the old Security 6. And I think that's, you know, it's not so front heavy. You get that full lug barrel on that little SP-101. I think it's just going to be, I think it's too much barrel for you, Jack. I really do. I don't think you're going to be happy. I think you'd be better off getting a snubby. We'll go and look at them tomorrow. Yeah. So there you go. That gets you caught up with everything that's going on around here pretty much. Yeah, a case of dysentery, and Jack's out looking for another gun again. Because the other one worked so well as a doorstop. He thought you only have one door to your room, Jack. You don't need to go buy another gun. I'm just kidding you. Relax. Gee whiz. Yeah, so there you go. Let's get the show going, Jack. I got this here, and it's part of our show tonight. We're going to talk about that. Let me just get this bar stool set over here. I'm going to sit down while we do this a little bit, all right? Yeah, why not? Back a little bit. There we go. Let's get the show going, Jack. Tonight we're going to talk about Rex Applegate, a World War II Army officer who served in the Office of Strategic Services, OSS, that later became the CIA. Rex Applegate, in 1943, wrote the Bible of Close Quarter Combat, the book entitled Kill or Be Killed, a book whose philosophy was basically do unto others as they would do unto you, only do it first. He and Great Britain's William Farbane developed the close quarter combat techniques taught to all Allied forces during World War II. He is renowned for having said, people want to make things more complicated than necessary to effectively neutralize the enemy. Keep it simple, and it works every time. In 1939, Rex Applegate graduated from the University of Oregon. He immediately accepted a lieutenant's commission in the Army Military Police. He was a formidable guy at that stage, 6'3", 230 pounds, an expert marksman. And he became an expert marksman because his uncle taught him how to shoot, and his uncle was a professional target shooting exhibitionist. Colonel William Wild Bill Donovan, head of the Office of Strategic Services, OSS, summoned him in 1942 to put him to work. He gave him $50,000 in cash and sent him to Thurmont, Maryland, to build a training camp for intelligence officers. Lieutenant Applegate coordinated instruction at the camp in hand-to-hand combat, knife fighting, and pistol fighting. Next, he went to England and trained with the British commandos and participated in reconnaissance raids well behind enemy lines into German-occupied Europe. Upon his return, FDR was using the camp at times as a retreat. Lieutenant Applegate served as one of his personal bodyguards. The OSS camp, simply called Area B, became a presidential retreat. It was first called Shangri-La and then later was named Camp David. After retiring from the Army after the war, Mr. Applegate spent 2 decades as a riot control consultant to Latin American governments. In the 1960s, he returned to the U.S. and advised armed forces and police agencies on riot control techniques. Matter of fact, he gave seminars to police officers and the armed forces right up until his death at the age of 84. He suffered a fatal heart attack at a training seminar for police officers in California. And I wanted to give you that brief background of one of America's great military officers, because I wanted to tell you a little story. And the story involves weapons of opportunity. And I think that's a good thing to remember, that there's always a weapon of opportunity. You might not always have a working firearm at your disposal, and it would behoove you to keep your eyes open and your mind open to weapons of opportunity. And this story involves an 80-year-old man who was walking down the street carrying his cane when he was attacked by two men out to mug him. Within seconds, he deployed his cane, hitting the first gentleman in the groin and putting him on the tarmac. He immediately turned and nailed the second guy right along the side of his head with the cane and put him down on the tarmac, ending the mugging. And that gentleman was retired Colonel Rex Applegate. And I just love that story. The two idiots coming up and mugging the man who wrote the book on hand-to-hand combat. Doesn't get any better than that. But that's something to think about, guys, is there's always a weapon of opportunity. So if your gun goes down, or if you're in an area that doesn't allow firearms, keep your mind open to what is there to fight with. There you go, guys. There's the SOCS show for tonight. Thanks for tuning in and watching it. Before I leave you, from Jack and I want to give you a chance to get in my contest. I'm having a contest right now. It's called the American Gunfighter 5000 Sub Giveaway, where you can win a $350 gift certificate to Brownells. And all you got to do to get in my contest tonight is, number 1, be a subscriber. Number 2, like this video. And number 3, in the comment section down below, just type in what you're thinking and tag it with 350. And before I leave you, I want to give you a little look at my cane here. It's my dad's cane, actually. And I can remember the day he got this in the 60s, so that makes it well over 50 years old. It's a hickory, 100% hickory cane, 1 inch in diameter. And what it is it's a cattle cane. Yeah, it's what they use to push cattle through a chute. And it makes a very nice, inexpensive, sturdy cane, and as good as any combat fighting cane you're going to get out there, I say. But that's just me. What's Mr. Holster know? You can still find these on the internet right now. You can find them for 20 bucks. Just make sure you get one that's 100% hickory and at least a 1 inch diameter. And you'll have a very good, sturdy cane. This one's still all intact, solid, and I can testify that my dad used this quite a bit. Thanks for tuning in from Jack and Mr. Holster. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in now. Go out and stay safe.